Hello everybody and welcome back inside the Laser Lab. I am here with Walker and I've got Jose in the bubble over there.
Hola, ¿cómo están? Ya saben, cualquier cosa, yo represento aquí a Full Spectrum Laser con todo lo que es español, así que ya saben, cualquier pregunta en el comentario abajo.
Jose is our Spanish speaking salesperson, marketing person, so if you speak Spanish, I hope you got all of that. I'm super ready for today's show. How about you?
I'm super excited. We got a ton to cover. I feel like the team finally has come together and we are busting out tons of content.
Yeah, I've seen you guys all around like the office, making a bunch of stuff, going out to the warehouse, across the street, so I'm super stoked to see what all you guys have done.
We have been extremely busy. We've got a silicone mold video, how to. We're gonna cover that first. We've got Galvo videos. So if you want to learn more information about Galvos, this is the perfect time. We also have weekend builds. Travis and I did some building on the weekend. So yeah, we have those. And then we have a paper cut video and the robot build off. So we're going to end off that and then Q&As at the end like always.
Heck yeah, super exciting. Lots of stuff. So let's check out your video first.
How to make molds. Hey everybody. Today I'm going to show you how to make a silicone mold. Let's get started. First, you're going to want something to pour your mold into. Ironically, it is a laser cut mold. Let's see how I did it. Now that we have our silicone mold all ready, we want to know how much silicone we're going to need to fill this up. So the easiest way is to get some water and simply pour it into your mold. Once your mold is filled, then we're going to pour it into another cup. Very carefully. Maybe a bigger cup. So that is just about a half of a cup. So since the silicone is a 1-to-1 ratio, we're going to do about a fourth of a cup and a fourth of a cup. So we get a half of a cup of the silicone once it's all done. So we're just going to clean out our mold and make it free of water. I suggest cleaning it out and then either using using compressed air or just waiting overnight until it's all dried up. So this cup is about 1 cup exactly. Since we need a half a cup to fill the mold, we're going to fill this guy up to a quarter. So we're going to do part A and fill it up about a quarter of the way. Being exact is not too crazy, just want to get close. This guy. And now we're going to add part B to our mixture. So what we're going to do is take this same size cup and we're going to fill it to the exact same height as part A. You could measure it out, but this makes it very easy. So you just keep it visual and we're going to go about the same height as the other cup. Now we're going to mix part A with part B. We're going to simply pour it in. These are handy dandy scrap acrylic. Get all the residual silicone off of the bottom and the edge. And stir. This specific silicone has a pot life of about 30 minutes, which is a long time. And you should be mixing this for about 5 minutes. So watch a YouTube video while you're stirring. So silicone likes to stick to the edges, so you want to sort of run your stir stick around the edges and the bottom and just continue to stir and mix everything nice. You don't want any uncured silicone. After stirring enough, it's been about 5 minutes, we're going to take our other cup and we're going to pour it in. And then again, get all the excess silicone off the edges. This helps get all that stuff that was on there back to the top of our bucket. And then we can stir a little bit more in here. Now we're going to take our silicone and we are going to slowly pour it, not on the direct object, which in this case is the key, but around it. And we're just going to keep it in that spot with a small stream until it covers everything. This is technically like bubble-free silicone, but it will capture bubbles if you do this improperly. So we're just gonna do it nice and slow and let the silicone seep into every crevice that it gets to. So there are some areas in here that I'm just going to take and just poke in there and just make sure that no tiny little bubbles are captured in some of the negative cuts that we made in this project. Bubbles like getting caught around corners, tight nooks, so always check those. And the teeth of the key as well, the letters rather, were very small. I'm just going to go around and get everything nice and bubble free around those tight corners. Clean off our poker stick and then continue to pour the rest until we get to the top of our mold. Oh, about to seep out, but that is okay. So this pourable silicone takes about 4 to 6 hours to dry depending on humidity and heat. So I just like to leave it overnight. So we're gonna leave this guy overnight and come back tomorrow. All right, it is the next day and the silicone mold is looking great. It cured properly. And one thing you can tell if it cures properly is the cup we mixed it in. Any sort of material like this is going to take longer to cure when it's thin. And you can see the cup has a thin coating of silicone. But we're just going to test to see everything came out right. And the silicone feels and looks good. So let's pull the mold out of the mold. So I'm wearing gloves because these molds like to pick up dust and dirt when they're brand new. So I'm just gonna be a little careful and I'm gonna peel the mold from the mold. We didn't use any release agent, but it's still gonna come out fairly easy on this acrylic. I'm gonna slowly and carefully pull this from the mold. Just want to be nice and slow along all those details. There we go. our silicone mold. So what's great about this mold is you can sell this mold, or you can sell the mother mold, or you can sell the output of the actual mold, which right now we're going to pour some resin into it and show you guys the output. But you'll notice we put the name of the website, our made up website, inverted. That way when we pour the mold, it says everything properly. If you want to sell this as a product, and you'll see that the actual engravings on the product are inverted. So what I like to do with these types of molds is sort of paint powder pigment. So I just take a little bit of pigment and I go inside of our mold, sort of just dust it around the whole thing. So just take your paintbrush, sort of get it in sort of all the little crevices. Just keep going until everything is nice and coated. Silicone is just a little bit sticky, so the mica pigment likes to stick to it. So it's not that big of a deal. You just got to get it in those little areas. Alright, now we're going to take our mold and just tap it. It's going to get a little messy. And just tap it until all the extra powder is out. Now we have our coating of our pigment. We'll just use this towel, clean up a bit. And we're going to add pigment to our resin and mix it and then pour it in. So with the same pigment, since this is a clear urethane, it's going to sort of turn a yellowy, and we don't want that. So we're just going to add the same pigment to one of our parts. Make sure that your pigment is less than 1/10 of the actual material. So this stuff can get a bit dirty. So now we are going to pour our one part A into one part B. And we are going to mix thoroughly. Get that really nice sort of marbled color in your resin. Mix this until it starts heating up. It's got an exothermic reaction when you start mixing them, and that's when it starts to quote unquote kick. So once it gets hot enough, we're going to pour our resin into our mold. Let it seep into all the holes. If it overflows a little bit, that's fine. You can see I mixed probably enough to make 3 or 4 of these keys. You don't want it bubbling up too much at the back, so we're just gonna scrape this guy across the top and wait for it to set. Should be about 5. I like to wait 10 minutes, but it's cured in 5 minutes. So we'll come back after 5 minutes. Alrighty, it's been a handful of minutes. This is semi-rigid urethane, so it takes a little longer to fully cure, but we can pull it out of our mold and then set it to finalize. So simply peel it out. And we can clean up our flashing just by pulling on it. You can avoid this by just not filling it up as much. You'll see the other side. If we didn't put that powder in there, it would have had that cool look to it. We didn't want that for this one. We want it nice and even, but it's still good to know. So this guy, after we cleaned up all the flashing, we still have a little bit of flashing left, but after cleaning it up, it turned out pretty cool. And that's really it, guys. I hope you've learned something about making silicone molds and casting in resin. It's a very interesting thing. You know, a lot of times it's almost faster to do this if you have special colors that just don't come in acrylic. This is really cool to do. So if you have any questions and comments, put them down below. And until next time, keep making. I hope everybody learned silicone molds and, you know, urethane casting. Same thing with resin.
Yeah.
Just something, you know, I think is important to know.
Super cool, super cool. This is my first time seeing something like that as well. And just going back to the money making, like you said it yourself, you can sell all three of those things and make your money back. And all of that was made with the laser. So that's really cool. What made you think of that? Or
I see these on Etsy all the time. You know, like people laser cut this, but one of my friends buys the molds, and then I started looking at the edge, and I was like, oh, that was laser. There's no reason why that has so many layers, and they buy the molds for like $25. Cost about $4 to make. So there's a decent profit there if you add shipping, and yeah. You could sell the molds and then people, you know, play and make replicas with the molds. Or I think if you're the mold master and you're like the person that makes these, that for the person that pours the silicone, that's probably where the big money's at, right? Like, because if they don't have a laser but they want to make molds.
And that takes a little bit of designing, right? You can't just
a little bit. I mean,
you gotta know like where it's gonna mold in and all that.
Really, all it is whatever you want to cast, which in this case is the key, and then just give it a little bit of, probably about 1/4 inch on either side. So you offset it in design, and then just add a lip. It's fairly simple. So.
When talking about molds, so this was the mother mold?
Yeah, that's the mother mold because you can make baby molds with it.
But why mother and baby?
So the mother mold makes more molds. It makes
Okay.
more molds. So it's the, you know.
Okay.
The mother and the babies. The babies come out. And you can keep making these with this same thing over and over and over. And that's what's really great. And with this side of things, you can do the same thing. You pour your plastic, mix your resin, whatever, and pop them out. Every 5 minutes, you can be busting these out.
What do people buy molds for?
I see a lot of trinket like things. For some reason, if you look up like silicone molds on Etsy, a lot of trinket stuff. So if you like want a very pretty like place to put your rings and stuff like that, your wallet.
Okay.
I see a lot of stuff
Okay.
like that. But people like playing with it because they can pour their own resins and mix their own colors and glitter and whatever.
The cool one that I remember was the one that you had made about your chocolate bar. That was actually super custom. That could be for parties, for birthday parties. Probably you can make like the person's like name and make them custom chocolate bars. That video's on YouTube if you want to check it out.
Yeah, that similar concept with the chocolate bar, except you're pouring tempered chocolate on the inside, and you can make your own custom Wonka bars.
That's what I kind of think of when I think molds is like food stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but the applications for molds go everywhere. I got done with like special effects stuff for movies. I did a lot of silicone mold making. So it's just very useful, and in some situation, it is faster. If you have a big piece and you just want to pour like resin into it, much faster than actually laser cutting it if it has a very big raster. So sort of interesting to think about, different ways to make money with the laser.
Don't forget, if you guys have any questions, English or Spanish, just leave them down below. At the end, we will have the Q&A, and we will answer everything.
John says he makes the pen blanks. He makes pens with a silicone mold and resin.
Oh, okay. I saw earrings too. Like, cool. Jewelry.
Yeah.
Chocolate bars.
That's
Keys.
You can control the actual plastic more than you can like acrylic. Acrylic's nice because you can, all these colors and the clears and translucents, but with resin you can control if it's like a harder plastic, a softer plastic. So if you drop something very fine, like detailed in acrylic, it's breaking. But if you cast it in some nice resin, it's like this stuff is like anti-break resin. So it's not going to break if it drops.
Okay.
Nice.
Cool.
So I think for Kurt Deemer, right?
Kurt Deemer, yeah, he just said he's excited to see the Galvo. We have a couple of Galvo videos today, so we wanted to showcase our newest version 2 case of the Fiber Galvo laser. So check out this first video. It's how to focus your Fiber Galvo.
Hey everyone, I've got one of our brand new used Galvos right here with me. It's so new, it's still got the film on the screen. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to autofocus on this thing and walk you through step by step. So you take your material, place it as close to the center as you can. You can actually use the screen up here to make sure you center it. Your machine will come with an autofocus tag. Place that on your material, and now we wanna go into the software on the computer. So on the computer, you're gonna go up to the jog controls at the top right. Make sure to expand that tab, and then click the Z button. Just like that, we are in focus. Now, if you have a different material, all you have to do is just swap it out. Put your tag down and repeat the process. Really simple, really efficient, saves you time.
That was a really cool video. Jose, what were your thoughts on it?
It was actually super cool. When I saw the design for the first time, I was like, wow, is that a whole new machine? And they're like, yeah, it's going to be the V2. I was like, wow, super cool. And it's easy to use. It's super easy to learn if you've never even used it. And it looks really cool. It's really cool.
I mean, I'll be honest, I was gone for, a year?
Mm-hmm.
And I came back, and I didn't have to relearn how to use it. But if you did need help on how to focus, that video is really good then, Travis.
Yeah, it is a really great video, and I like that it's showcasing the new case. Like Walker said, you don't have to learn how to reuse it because it's the exact same machine, just a different build, a different color, newer style, 2 different upgrades. One thing that I love about that video that I think is really cool is that we're actually one of the only places or like laser companies that has an autofocus, like on the fiber machine.
Yes.
A lot of the other companies you see like the hand dial.
Manual crank.
Yeah, the hand crank. Travis made a video, I think a couple months ago, on like what that looks like versus what our autofocus looks like, and
Yeah,
it's
and
just
That it's
really
easy
nice.
to have autofocus.
People don't churn butter by hand anymore. So I think it's a good thing to get the fiber lasers up to par with the this century.
Right, I agree. And the thing is, a lot of people like to streamline their process. And so
Yeah.
when you can just like click autofocus, focus the laser down to the material, and run your job, you don't have to worry about like trying to line up 2 dots. Makes it a lot faster.
The Galvo itself is very important to get focused because it's not as easy. You could be out of focus like a 1/4 inch, even like 3 mil on a CO2. It's still going to engrave fairly well. With a laser like a Galvo, fiber or UV, if you're out of focus with a millimeter, it's not doing anything.
Right.
So I don't know. We got a twofer from Travis as well because he's going to show us how to use the rotary for the fiber.
So you may have just purchased a brand new rotary. I'm gonna show you how easy it is to get this thing set up on the Galvo. So the first thing you wanna check is to make sure all the plugs are securely in place on the rotary itself, and then you can place it in the work area. Now, we're just gonna take the plug and plug it in. The port is on the side of the laser here. Now, before you plug it in, check the plug and there's a pointy end. Make sure that pointy end lines up with the plug on the side of the machine. Now, if you have a larger cup or larger round object, this does adjust. All you have to do is remove the screw here and slide this backwards. You notice a series of holes on the bottom. Just slide it to the proper position and screw it in place in one of those holes. So in the software, you're gonna go into the settings menu by clicking the little green gear icon. This will pull up a settings window. At the top, you'll see a rotary tab. Click that, and then the rotary mode option, click to enable, push save. You'll also notice in that rotary tab, there is an option to reverse rotary. You do this in case your engravings are coming out backwards. So now just place your cup And in case it's one of these angled cups and it's not level, it's what this device is for. You place it on the little rollers at the end, and then turn the knob until it's level. Place your autofocus tag now, and you are good to begin. Just like that, we are all set up. Go grab yourself a cup and have fun engraving.
And we're back.
So that was one of my favorite videos that we had to show today, mostly because it shows the low profile rotary.
Yes.
Which is like our newest rotary added, but it works on the Titan, it works in the Muse 3D, Muse Core, and all of our Galvo lasers.
Yeah, I think it's a very simple, easy to use design. I like the silicone tubes on the tumblers.
The rollers.
Yeah.
Yeah, they get a good grip on them.
Yeah, that's what's important. Is sometimes the wheels slip. With the silicone, it doesn't.
And
So
that can mess up your whole project. With a one little slip, it could ruin your whole.
of course, I think it eliminates that, right?
Yeah, it's also just super easy to use, I think, in my opinion. I'm used to running glass, so I've used it on the CO2 lasers, but you don't have to, like, with the other rotaries, you have to make a lot of adjustments. The low pro, you can just kind of set it on there.
And it makes you a lot of money. I mean, you can make cups, rotaries, wine glasses, anything, and just get them out the way.
Kurt Deemer asked, just while we're on the Galvos, he asked if the curvature of a flask, do you need to compensate for that fiber?
I would say what you always say is, like, focus to the center of the job, or focus probably to where the lowest point of the job would be, or like where the...
Almost there.
No?
So
You correct me, that's fine.
Okay.
Not center of the job.
So when it comes to curvatures, it really depends, especially with the fiber, the extremeness of the curve. If it's very slight, like most flasks, I would say focus to not the highest point, not the lowest point, but right in the center of those 2 points.
Was starting on the right track.
Okay, yes.
By saying the center of the job, or like
Yes.
the center of the item, probably.
So you're breaking even with that uneven plane. So if the plane exists here and you want to focus to that, you want to do it right in the middle of those two, right? Makes
And
sense?
Kurt, Tony actually just ran some flasks recently on our Galvo lasers, so he might have even like more instructions and help if you want to reach out to him.
Yeah.
Don't forget the questions. We will answer them at the end with the Q&A. So if you have questions related or not related to the Galvo, go ahead and put it.
Yeah, I just saw Kurt jump in, so just have to get Kurt there because he's got his Galvo and he's all gung-ho about using it. So now we have the weekend builds.
What's the weekend build?
What is a weekend build? So a weekend build is simply one of us that has a project not related to work. You know, we're just going to do it. So Travis has a weekend build we're going to talk about, and I had a weekend build. So I have a laser at home. I have some projects I wanted to share, and Travis has this one to share, right? Very straightforward, simple, right? But I like to see the output. There's Travis, the man behind the screen. They're going to take him off now. Put Travis back on. All right, so you want to bring up your weekend build, Travis? There we go. Wow.
Yep. So
This is
there it
super
is.
cool. What is it?
Basically, I have a son. He's just a little over 3 years old. He brings a lot of stuff home from daycare that he has made. My wife came up to me and she said, "Hey, make me something that we can put all of his cute stuff that he makes so we can basically remember and kind of show it off and show how cute he is because, you know, he's a little, he's cute." So basically all of that is built with a laser except for the little clothespins. The clothespins actually, I used just regular clothespins and a Cricut to make the little crayon thing that goes on them. But when it's full, it looks something like that.
Oh, cute.
Now, Travis, do you have to like pick and choose which ones to throw away and which ones to put on the board, or?
I honestly don't know the process. My wife totally takes care of all of that. I think everything he does is cute, so everything would go on the board, but there's no room.
All right, so you're gonna have to build extra boards or an extra big board next time.
Yeah,
A
bigger.
whole wall,
Yeah. Bigger.
probably.
Always bigger. Bigger is the answer.
All right.
Nice. What was done with the laser on here? Like the letters and the frame?
Yeah,
Yeah,
pretty much
frame.
everything except the clothespins. So,
Okay, cool.
And his art, obviously.
The big one's gonna have laser cut clothespins, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
You make huge,
Yeah.
big laser clothespins.
Boom. Got so many kid projects.
Nice. Nice. That's an awesome weekend build.
I think on the opposite side of the spectrum is my weekend build, which is, yeah, let's just show it and we'll talk about it as it goes by, right? So that's my buddy's car. He had this piece, a bezel that goes around the headlight, and he said the LEDs are exposed. I think it's kind of ugly. Can you make me a diffuser? And that is what I made. He wanted it to match his spider sort of sense of
I was
style.
about to say Spider-Man. I was like, oh, is it like Spider-Man themed? But then I just remember like the whole
It's spider webs.
spider webs.
So it diffuses the light so you don't see those individual LEDs, which I'm not a huge fan of either. So yeah, it's made with the Muse Titan.
Super cool. Super cool. It's just another way of making money.
Yes, big money in the automotive industry,
Yeah.
especially lights and
All that custom stuff.
all custom, specialized
But there's
vehicles.
no pricing on that, so you can literally put a price on your own. Custom.
It's whatever you want.
I would say that it is so common for the laser world to be like audio, visual, car people. Like we have Kingpin as one of our like referral influencer people in the
Yeah.
Kingpin
That's
University
all
here
they
in
do is
town.
car audio, car
Yeah.
memory, and all
Speaker
Every single one of
stuff,
them.
all sorts of stuff.
Mhm.
I mean, really any industry, but I do see it a lot in the audio
Yeah.
world for sure. Because it's so easy to create like a laser cut bezel that, you know, because they don't need to be super strong.
Right.
It's strong enough for a speaker and it looks cool.
I recently saw something from, I think, Kingpin University or like one of their customers that bought a Titan. They made like some cool thing out of the trunk that was like lights and speaker boxes.
Yeah,
and
like, what was that old show on MTV where they made the cars cool?
Pit My Ride.
There we go. Yeah, exhibit, pop the collar. That was,
I
I
like
lo-
car stuff, so anytime I see cool stuff with the lasers
yeah.
on a car, like it's
Some
really neat.
some guy actually for his business he does mud flaps and he got a laser from us and he does custom mud flaps and all that.
That's dope.
Yeah, imagine like light up mud flaps.
That'd be cool.
You know, with the little trucker lady on there.
I don't know if that would work because like mud flaps are there for like off-roading and like weather stuff.
No, it's
Those
just for
lights would
blocking
probably-
rocks, man. Stop hating. Stop killing my dream.
All right. Well, so that was our weekend build videos.
Yeah, we didn't have the opening for that, which is fine. We talked about it. So this new video, it's a new segment. It's how to make money with your laser.
Okay.
A couple of years ago, a gentleman on YouTube created this video. It's
Okay.
like how to make money with your laser.
Okay.
And I was like, dang it, I wanted to make that video. But he got to it first.
So now we're gonna make it a segment.
We're gonna make it a whole segment.
Should
And we're
be
not gonna tell
Wickler.
you how to make money. We're gonna show you
Nice.
how to make money with all different materials and applications. And this week, what material are we using?
You guys are cutting paper, and I got to see the end result, but I haven't watched the video yet, so I'm super stoked. But yeah, cutting paper on the lasers, which is so intricate, but really, really cool.
And it's such a cheap material. And we're gonna show you how to make money with that cheap material right now.
Making money with your laser.
so freaking cool. What did
Really
you think
cool.
about it, Jose?
Really cool. I just like the fact that it can get so detailed. And it's a super huge laser. Like that was done with a Pro Series and super.
Yeah, no, I got to see the Edgar Allan Poe one,
Yeah.
and I saw the Alice in Wonderland, and I was like, this is so cool. Like, it's paper.
Yeah.
And so many people think that, like, cheap, flimsy, thin material is flammable and you can't cut it with a laser, but paper you can, clearly.
It's all in the settings. It's all in the settings.
Yes, all power settings. I think it's an ode to why lasers are better than a lot of other machinery that's similar. Like CNC machines, you have a drill bit, it's actually making contact with the material, and you could never do paper. I mean, you could never find a drill bit small enough to do paper. So I think that is very, like, showing of the capabilities of a laser, and I love using paper. I mean, you throw that into 2 pieces of acrylic and put it on the wall, it looks awesome.
Yeah, they
And
go
then-
for like $100 on Etsy.
Yeah.
That's
And then, like,
crazy.
imagine layers of paper to, like, do some sort of, crazy
And
world, whatever it may be. I mean, there's people that cut these by hand with X-Actos and get a laser.
super cool.
I think I saw y'all do something with, like, stacked paper in, like, a light box or something like
Oh,
that like,
yeah,
a couple of years ago.
Yeah, we did do that. We did a light box with paper, and it just looks special because it's so delicate looking.
Yeah.
And
I actually liked how the video actually pointed out how much everything was, so you could know that with a little bit of money you can get a super big outcome.
yeah, I mean, if
Yeah,
you,
like, spent $2.
yeah, if you buy the paper by like pens rather than one, it's even cheaper. You throw that into a little cheap frame, maybe you laser cut the frame or whatever it may be, the return on investment is still way high.
Yeah, there's a fun little story. This lady came in super worried because she didn't have the money for a new laser. So she went ahead and did the financing route, which we also include. We have in-house financing, if you guys didn't know. Anyway, she did the in-house financing, and I believe in 3 months she came back and fully paid off her machine because her Etsy business, whatever she had done and decided to do, kicked off, and that's all it took, 3 months, and she finished paying it off.
I mean, I hear that story a lot. It's if you
Same.
do it right and you don't
Same.
spend the money, then yeah, you can pay off your laser really quick. Especially if you already know your application. If you know exactly what you're going to do, after seeing all of our videos, I hope you're like, oh, okay, I want to do that, or I could do that, or I'm into that, whatever it may be. Yeah, you can kill it real fast with just a couple of clever designs.
Yeah, I 100% agree. Every time I'm talking to somebody that's looking to buy a laser, I always tell them, like, figure out your application. A lot of people are like, I want to do everything, but it gets overwhelming quick. As you can see, you can solely focus on paper and make money off of that. Or like Ashley's, little flower vase we did a couple weeks ago.
Very
Like something
simple.
super simple and easy. You could
Right
sell
now,
for a decent amount
the
of money.
neon signs are super big right now. Get acrylic and
I
put
think
your holes in. Super easy.
the biggest thing when it comes to making money with the laser is stay in your lane. It's so easy with a laser and have a creative brain to go, oh, I'm going to do everything, right? I can do that. Yeah, I can do that. First off, that's exhausting. Doing a million different things, it's exhausting. Also, it gives your customers no way to understand if they don't grasp the concepts that you can do anything. So I was in that boat where I'm like, okay, I can make anything you want. Oh, can you make this? Yeah, I can. Well, do you have an example? No, but I know I can make it. But if you stick to one thing, like cutting paper, exactly, they understand the concept, they understand what you can do and offer them, and you just kill it.
You pretty much become an expert, which is
Yes.
kind of the goal, I guess you
Yeah.
could say.
You can
Yeah.
also save money as well. Like another little story. A realtor came in because he would spend like $300 on some custom keys, and found out that he could make them. And now he buys a Sheeta for like $20 and then makes like 3 keys out of them. And that's for his clients, the people that he gets them houses. So now he's saving money, and now he can even have a little side hustle. Super
Yeah, I've
cool.
seen those images on
Yep.
their Facebooks where it's like holding a key and it says sold.
Yeah,
And
he
with
would
the
buy them for
couple-
like $200 to $300 from somebody that has a laser.
Yeah.
He found out that it's super easy to make them. He just bought the laser now. Does that and other things. So super cool.
I find a lot of realtors like lasers because
yeah.
everybody, when they're buying a home, buying a condo, whatever, they want something personalized, and also that like welcome home large key,
With,
like
like,
it's
your name
cheesy,
on it or something?
yeah,
Yeah,
but it's cool.
It is cheesy. I would throw it away instantly.
And you're not a cup person either, so it wouldn't
Yeah, I'm
matter
not
if they
a
gave you
cup
a cup
person.
that's like welcome home.
Yeah. Realtors love them. Nobody loves realtors. They're the worst.
But they work for any business. You can do like pens.
Absolutely.
You can do literally bottle caps. You can do anything and put custom logo, custom name, and give them to your clients. Whatever your business is, super
Absolutely.
cool. Super cool. Yeah.
Billy Nebb says he makes Harley Davidson air cleaner with his laser. That's cool. He's a man after my heart because he said he makes stuff for 1950s Plymouth rebuilds as well. I'm assuming it's gaskets, maybe gauge clusters, something like that. I had a 1950 Plymouth Hanbrook, and it was the ugliest, slowest car on earth. But it was cool to me. It was hot. It was extremely hot.
Oh, that's funny. We have another video, right?
Yes, we do. Finally, we've got the robot build-off. If you saw our last time we went live, we started a new segment. What is it called again? The build-off? No.
It's something like team build up. I don't remember.
No, what's it called, Jose? I know you know the name.
Might be team build off.
I think it's team build off.
I think it's
I'm right
laser
with that.
build-off.
Maybe it's laser build off. That's
It's
fine.
laser build-off. It's our second time. It's our second build-off. Last time we did swords. We posted on Instagram and Facebook so you guys could vote for them. And this time it was just Travis and I going head-to-head making robots. Those were the only rules. Travis said, "What's the rule?" And I said, "Robot." And then, what's the second rule? Make it so you guys can have the free files. So if you guys like one of our builds, you guys can use the files and make the robots yourself. Third rule was just for Travis. I said, "Don't make it as big as the building," because I could see him doing that. Just like his sword, it was just going to be over the top.
And he just said that if he could have made his son's like drawing holder thing bigger, he would have made it bigger. So I think Travis likes to make things as big as possible. You remember the clock build that he did a few weeks ago?
Oh, it's a giant clock. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I like Travis. He goes for it. You know, he just goes for
It
it.
just shows you that it doesn't matter if the machine is this big. If you have the, the brains for it, you can make anything happen.
You can break it up,
Yeah,
make it as
yep.
big as possible. Just for this one, not as big as the building, but he still went pretty big. So I think let's check out his robot build.
Laser build-off. Choose your character. Travis. Begin.
Wow.
Wow. Just like Javier's mom and dad. Wow.
Travis, how tall is that thing?
Originally, it was like 30 inches, and then it was like 32 inches, and then it was like 34 inches, and then now it's close to about 36 to 38 inches tall.
That's 3 feet tall?
It's about as tall as Brittany.
Yeah, I knew you were going to say it's the same height as Brittany. Rude. I'm 5 feet tall. Not 3 feet, not 4.
All
So
right.
we're all aware.
I would have kept making it bigger and bigger and bigger, but I had to stop.
Yeah, I love it, man. What was the hardest part on that build?
Oh, it was all pretty difficult. The hardest part was actually getting everything to kind of work together. getting all the arms to move properly, and getting it to have a proper stance, but also not fall over. That's the biggest problem I had.
Yeah, I can imagine. It's a big build. I thought like my robot's not as big, but I thought like, okay, it's gonna be fairly big. I think Travis will sort of keep it around the same. No, not the same size at all.
It would have been cool, and I'm sure Travis would have done it had he had the time. It would have been cool to see like a life-size like robot.
Challenge accepted.
Yeah, I think we should make
That'd be cool.
like in the lobby a giant
super
like
cool.
like a night robot with like
That'd be cool.
that would be sweet.
Grab a
Yeah.
Raspberry Pi, make it actually move.
Move, light up.
That'd be cool.
would
Oh
be
my
cool.
gosh, going into the lobby because I spend so much time up there in the showroom, and that was up there. I would like be fascinated.
Yeah, and the idea behind this is let's get some new projects in the lobby and things so people can see what's capable with the lasers. So yeah, great job, Travis.
Like
it was
it.
awesome.
Cool. And then you made a robot of your own.
I did make a little robot. It's a little different, and that's why I like this segment because we don't look at each other's ideas. We just do our own thing, and they turn out completely different than everybody thought. So I think we should check out the video. Yeah.
Yeah, let's watch yours.
Laser build-off. Choose your character. Walker. Begin.
I don't know if it's a he or a she, but it's super cute.
It's a robot in 2022. It's just a robot.
It's super
Just
cute.
chilling.
And the whole like Toy Story walker thing on the foot, like
Yeah.
your name on the foot thing, that was a nice little touch.
Thank
Super
you.
cool, super cool. I like how it's all acrylic too. There's just
Yes.
all the things that I've been seeing from you guys. It like, wow, I would have never thought of doing that. So super cool.
Thanks, man. I think it's cool that Travis did wood, I did acrylic, and they're like totally different builds. Even just like the mechanics of how they move,
Yeah.
totally different, which I think is awesome. And I should have not done the stretchy thing because he sort of flops around, but it kind of gives him character and makes him feel like a little bit alive.
I like the heart gauge thing,
Yes.
the empty to full, like a gas gauge. That's super, like that was a nice little touch and super cute.
Thank you. Yeah, he was very depressed when I was painting him, and he was like just hanging out like this, and he looked kind of sad. So,
Cool.
yeah, robot build off, laser build off, our second laser build off that will be finalized and added to YouTube by Friday. So if you guys want to go into the comment section of that and sort of vote, we just like to vote on who your favorite is, and then somebody gets a prize.
And then you can get the files as well. Where can
Yes.
I get that?
Yeah, we can get the files. We're going to add them to what our free projects pages. And yeah, you can make it yourself. Just prepare yourself to put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into making those robots. Because Travis and I, super last minute, like we finished today,
Wow.
and, like 2 hours ago. And it took a while, but it was worth it.
Most big projects like that though take a lot of time. Like I don't think
Yeah.
people realize that when you think big project, unless it's something that's maybe simple, like
Yeah.
a simple design, it's gonna take a lot of time.
I think when it comes to like notching coming together and everything like that, I wanted it to move at least a little
Yeah.
bit. That's more complicated. And that's on the design side of things, right? Like the laser's the easy part. It's designing it and then putting it together once it's all cut
Right.
is like, that's what
Because the
takes
laser
time.
does essentially what the computer tells it. So if the design is wrong, even though it looks right, the laser will just do what the computer does, right? It'll
Yeah,
cut off, cut to the whatever.
one for one. And that's what's great about the lasers. You can mess up and go, oh, I need to design this. I need to move this 3 millimeters this way. And yeah, and fix it and then get it done real quick. I just realized I say 3 millimeters all the time.
Why?
Don't
I
forget,
don't
you
know.
guys, we have the Q&As at the end. So any questions, any machine that you guys have any questions about, put them down in the comments and we will answer them right now.
Just about there to the question.
Yeah,
Before we get there,
your favorite part.
my favorite part, we've got a few sales going on right now for the month of September / in general. So if you guys haven't seen, the Titan's at a really great price right now. You can get a base Titan for around $5,000-$6,000. But we just released this guy.
The new Titan, the V2.
Yep.
Just a simple video on your forehead. So the new V2 has a upgraded linear rail. Makes it a little bit more stable.
It's got built-in water.
Built-in water cooling, so you don't have, it's all there. It's crazy. And a glass lid, which is very nice to have.
The glass lid is my favorite.
I mean, it's gonna scratch less, right? It's a lot stronger.
It also won't melt. That's the thing. The plexiglass, the
Yeah.
plastic paneling that was there before on the Titan has, if you're doing a lot of production and there's a lot of heat, it starts to warp and melt.
I mean, it is possible, right? I think
Yeah.
the biggest issue is if there's a fire. If there's a fire,
Highly don't recommend.
acrylic is flammable
Mm-hmm.
at a certain point. So that's the most important thing. I think that's great because there's always going to be flare-ups. If you're using your laser all the time and you get, what is the word? Complacent.
Right.
If you get complacent in your laser abilities, I've done it a couple of times. You set it and you think you can forget it. Oh, I got things to do. I'm going to watch a Michael Jackson video. It's been a while. I love him. And then you come back and, oh my goodness, there's a fire. So always have a CO2 fire extinguisher on hand because it can be dangerous. And I mean, that's with anything. You don't leave it unattended.
Yep. I have had a couple customers call after catching their machine on fire. So we have a few other machines that are industrial built and they have that glass lid. So I like that we're adding that to the Titan. The added in water option is what I'm very interested to see. I want to see how that operates day in and day out because I'm so used to the components being separate in my time being here. So
I love that it's included.
For transportation, it's super cool.
Yeah, I love that it's included. I don't like when I went to a trade show. I went to a maker fair, last weekend?
Yep.
And when you're like, okay, I need the water chiller, the air compressor.
exhaust fan,
Yeah.
fume extractor.
And it's great at home, but for moving a lot, if you're here and there all the time moving your laser, it's nice that that's included.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one less thing to worry about. So, like I said, the Titan's a really great price right now. We are now currently selling the version 2 Titan. If you're interested, give me a call, give my sales team a call. We'd be happy to get you into one. We'll be shipping those out very, very soon. With that, along with the Muse Titan, we have our Muse 3D on sale. So we have some demo models. These machines have been used predominantly for training employees here. They've been used up in the showroom, and they're on sale for $5,000. Still includes free shipping as well. So if you're looking for free shipping on the Muse 3D and the Muse Core, make sure you get into one of those units. We consider them our hobby lasers, so they're great entry-level machines, but we have a lot of influencers and a lot of people that have actually been in the comments that have one of our Muse hobby lasers. That's about all of that. I didn't know what direction. That's about all of our sales that we are currently running right now, but we do have a few other demo models that are in stock. It's 1 or 2 of a certain machine. So if there's something specific you're looking for, call me, call the sales team. We'd be happy to help. If you speak Spanish, Jose is your guy.
Sir, yes,
See.
ma'am.
And speaking of demos, live demo?
Oh yeah. Speaking of demos, we have on our website now, but also if you go to the chat online, if you speak with me or somebody else, it says schedule time to meet with me. I
Yeah.
just found that out today.
Oh, nice.
So you can click it, and it takes you to a link to do a live in person or a virtual demonstration. And I love doing demonstrations. They're my favorite thing. I'm up front like probably every day showing somebody a Titan, a fiber machine, a P-Series machine. I just had a gentleman walk in today who is going to be buying a P-Series unit and removing powder coat off of like little pieces of product,
Yeah.
material, metal.
Cool.
So if somebody is on the fence or thinking about getting a laser and they want they want to see it do their application, right? Just
Yep.
contact you.
Yeah, absolutely. If there's something specific you want to see, we've actually had a lot of people in the last couple of weeks send us samples of their specific product or material.
That Velcro.
Yeah, the Velcro. You and I ran the Velcro together. There's this gentleman who's going to be doing patches, so we ran the Velcro for him. I have somebody that's going to be doing car parts. We've had other people that have done like labeling, packaging, you name it. Like Jose, you've mentioned just about anything. A lot of people want to engrave or personalize or even serialize items, and we can show you the machine in action doing the application. So if there's something specific, give me a call or hit that link on our website and schedule a demo.
Nice. So I think we're to Q&A if we have any questions.
Let's start
Don't
at the
forget,
top,
ask,
maybe.
ask. We're gonna get through all the questions.
Yeah, you going to ask for us, Jose?
And
Yes.
I would go to like the very top if possible because there was some people in the beginning.
I also picked some already. Skip those ones.
Okay. If you were going to laser a flask on a galvo,
Oh, got that one.
you got that one,
Yep.
okay? They asked, what's the work area?
What's
Oh,
the
for
work area
Galvo
on the
laser?
Galvo?
So the work area on your Galvo laser is really dependent on the lens. I've answered this question in one of our Q&As. Basically, there's 4 different lenses for the Galvo lasers. There's the 160, the 254, the 330, and the 420. If you look on the website, there's a millimeter by millimeter measurement that when you transfer that to inches, the 160 is about 4 by 4, the 254 is about 6 by 6, the 330 is about 8 by 8, and the 420 is 12 by 12. And basically, that is the parameter area that you can engrave with the Galvo. So our largest is 12 inches by 12 inches, the smallest is 4.
So it's dependent on the lens itself, not the machine.
Yep.
And that's because the lens is I'm going to mess this up, convex, and it opens up the actual ability. So like what is that? What is that lens for a camera? What am I thinking?
Wide angle lens?
Wide angle lens. There we go.
Nice.
A fisheye lens.
Fisheye
Like a fisheye lens, how you can get more of the room. It's the same sort of concept, so you can actually engrave more of the areas. The spot size is slightly changed by that change of trajectory, but still really good.
Yeah, and one thing that I noticed with the lenses on the fiber galvos is if you're used to our CO2 machines, they're completely different. Like the CO2 optics are this big. And like you mentioned, the professional camera lenses, that's what they look like for the galvos. They look like a large professional camera lens, and they screw in and screw out.
Yeah, they're huge, like precision pieces of glass that crazy.
Yeah. But the cool thing about the galvos is, as you saw version 2, and if you've seen our other one, you're not limited to what size object you can put under the scan head. You're just limited to what it will engrave because of the lens.
All right, okay. They also asked, I'm not sure if it was to a prior video, but Julia was asking, I have a Muse Hobby laser 45 watt. What settings do you suggest?
Or
It might have been
For
to-
paper?
Yeah, it might have been for the paper.
Probably for paper. 45 watt Muse, cutting paper. I would do 100 speed, probably 20 power. 100 speed, 20 power. And if that's cutting with a little bit of browning, I would lower the current to probably 75.
They ask, any chance you'll come out with a fine mesh grate?
I think that's the honeycomb, and we aren't engineers, so we're not sure whatever is getting designed.
For what? The Galvo?
It doesn't say for what machine.
Okay. Fine mesh grate. Don't know what you're talking about.
I assume the honeycomb, because that's
Yeah.
what so many people call the honeycomb is. They
Oh,
call it
the
a
mesh
fine mesh
grate?
grate. Or I've heard so many different things. Yeah, we just redesigned the Muse Hobby honeycomb last year, so it's a little bit more sturdier.
Dirty.
More sturdy. Whatever. I don't know if there's going to be another design of a honeycomb. That's not something that I don't think
No.
either of us would really know.
No. I know we talked about doing a single for the Muse Titan, but the benefits of having 3 honeycombs in the Titan sort of outweigh 1.
Right.
So that is what it is.
Which I actually saw the benefit of that when Travis was building his robot, because he was only using one to kind of like prop up his wood. And I had a demo and they were moving the Titan up front. So I was like, we're running to the one that's marketing's Titan. And it worked out. Because it was
I like options.
cutting in action.
Yeah,
I like
she
options.
just replied that she was talking about the Muse honeycomb.
Okay.
Yeah.
Any other questions? That happens to be all of them on
That's it?
here. Yeah.
All right, where are we at? Okay.
Oh, Billy Knapp said that he's glass. It's glass that he's doing for the center console of the Plymouth.
Oh, nice.
Glass is my favorite application.
Yeah. What sort of Plymouth? You ever do a Cranbrook, Billy? I redid the gauges. You know how it says, kind of like the robot today.
Yeah.
How it said empty and full and had all the little lines. I redid the gauges on one of my old cars, and it worked great.
That's awesome.
Cool.
Because all of those in those old cars are nasty, especially if they're in the desert. Those plastics are the first thing to go. Of course, they're not that rusty. Old cars sort of get rusty back east. They don't get rusty here. Just all their plastic gets disintegrated by the sun. It's crazy. Or
Yeah.
Back then, it was called shellac. It was before plastic.
Wow.
Shellac.
Are you like super old?
I'm super old. I'm a vampire.
Back then, back in my day. I think that's all the questions. I did see, Ian, that you got one of your boxes for your 75-watt upgrade. I'm so stoked. You're probably going to need help with that, so give me a call or send me an email. We'll get you set up on your little upgrade for your machine.
Oh my goodness.
Good.
Just so excited how great it went today.
I think that's
I
pretty
think
much
that's
it.
it. So I want to thank everybody who's watching. Billy Nab, Debbie, Ian, Jeanette, John.
marketing team.
Yeah, everybody behind the scenes. Thank you guys. I think next time we go live, we're doing a Halloween special. So
Okay.
we're going to get Halloween started. We're going to do a contest on whomever makes the best Halloween project. We're going to have first, second, and third prize.
Okay.
And you get money towards anything in, that you want to buy here.
Okay.
I'm rambling. So, thank you, everybody. Like and comment if you're watching on YouTube. We will be going live on YouTube the next time we are live as well.
Okay.
So, if you're like tuning in on Facebook, we'll remind you before we go live. We're going to go live on YouTube next time. And I think
That.
with that, you're going
Do
to
you
do your
remember?
thing.
Do you remember?
I know.
Keep
Keep making.
Bye, guys.